Welcome, everyone. Good to have you with us on a beautiful Thursday evening. I was just doing a little looking before we started. We've got people here, multiples from Canada, Australia, multiples from Europe, and of course, all around the United States. Welcome. Good to have you with us. I'm excited to share something a little new with you tonight. I hope you'll enjoy it as well. Let's go ahead and jump right in what we're covering tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about, in the future, we'd like to have maybe little segments, little teaching segments on different things. Tonight, I'd like to cover, if I could, let me just do something here. I'd like to cover an example of how we make a purchase. I know that when a person is brand new to MyWorld, it seems like it's a little bit to learn, to be able to do simple little things like make a purchase. And of course, once you do it, it's so easy, you always wonder why you're a little nervous. So we want to cover those things and make it easy for everyone to jump right in and have fun. So we'll talk about that first. Then we're going to get into why I want to become a Like-A-Net marketer. And then we're going to talk about shopping point pack benefits and how that can also help us with merchant partnerships. And then my favorite, we'll talk about the fast track approach to 30-day action plan for Clear Level 2. More importantly, a 30-day plan to be financially starting to make money and nothing but up from there. And if we have time, we'll take a little Q&A about the things we talked about today. So welcome, everyone. Good to have you here. My name is Kim Crowther. I'm the corporate presenter. Delighted to be here tonight. All right, let's jump in. Answers to questions. An example, I know if you're new to the MyWorld program, sometimes you have questions like, well, how do I actually purchase an e-voucher? I've read on the WhatsApp app a number of times people have asked questions about these things. How do we deal with online purchasing? How does scan and go work? Talk to me about these cashback deals. And as I see these questions, I realize we should probably take time to answer those in more detail. And then I realized, well, those answers are going to be here forthwith because they're coming up within a matter of hours, if you will. Also, the same things on our website, how we do those kinds of things. So tonight, what I'd like to do is do a double treat. I know that Matt has been working more than overtime to get the new tutorial, I call it website out, where there's answers to our questions. It is almost in your hands. And I just want to take one segment and use it tonight to show you what it is, how it works, and why I am so pleased and how much I have learned and how helpful this is. I hope you'll look forward to seeing what this will actually bring to you in the next few days. So let me give an example on the question. If I want to know how to purchase an e-voucher, or many call it an e-gift card, I can simply come now in the near future to the website, which will be functioning in the next few days, www.myworldus.com, and I can click and it comes up looking like this. So I would simply click on shopping and it would bring me to a section where I could click down to where it says how to purchase e-gift cards. Now it's broken down typically into two sections. Always there's going to be the written answer to the question. And in many of them, there's going to also be a video. I'm going to show you both right now. So let's just go through, pretend you've never made an e-card purchase, and maybe some of you have not, and especially those of you as your first workshop to attend. Hopefully this will be very informative for you. So how do we purchase an e-gift card? Well, on your app, so open up the MyWorld app, click on the e-voucher button on the home page. Choose the merchant by scrolling through them, or you can enter the merchant name in the search on the top of the app. Click on the merchant and choose the e-gift card nomination value, $25, $50, that kind of thing, dollars. Click Add to Cart. Choose the payment method. Now, if you have enough cash back or account balance, pay with that. If not, choose credit or debit card for payment. Now, you can also choose your Zelle payment, but it will take a couple of hours before the money will be visible in your account. Confirm the terms and conditions. Click Place Binding Order. Choose the payment card on file or enter a new one. After the process is completed, you will be able to open your e-gift card and pay with it in the store. Now, in addition to that, you'll find helpful hints like this. Your cashback and shopping points will be visible immediately after your e-gift card purchase. No need to redeem gift card to receive benefits. So that's an answer to another question that I've seen recently in the WhatsApp app. But now I want to show you why I'm so impressed with Matt's done, because you can imagine how much time it would take for everything that's going to be answered to have this detailed of information. And I know because I went through each one, opened up the website, and just followed what it said to make sure that it all correlated. It's an amazing amount of work and yet so simple. But what has he done? He's also done videos with most of them. Let me give an example how that same information comes to life through the video.
How to purchase an e-gift card. It's very simple. On your home page, click on the button where you see e-vouchers. Now it will show you all the e-vouchers available in the country. If you need to change the country, you can click on the flag on the top and change the country. If you want to search, you can click on the search button on the top and enter the name of the merchant. Or you can just go show all and you can scroll through all the merchants. So let's say that you decide to make a purchase in California Pizza Kitchen. You click on it, you see your benefits. You see that you will receive 3% cashback and 12% shopping points. Now you can choose the nomination of the gift card. So $25 or $100, you just choose as many you want. And then you click add to cart. Now you can scroll down and you can decide how you want to pay for it. So you can use your cashback that you have available. If you have enough, you can use with the cashback. You can also use your MyWorld e-vouchers if you have them. But most of the time, people use the third option, which is credit or debit card payment. So you can just use this option. You can also use the payment via transfer to your Shopee credit with Zelle. And if you do that way, it will take a couple of hours before you will receive your e-gift card. So let's just choose credit or debit card. Scroll down, confirm terms and conditions, and click place binding order. Now it will ask you to the zip code connected to your credit card. So you just correct the zip code and click place binding order. Now it will go to the site to do the payment. If you have already cards on file, you can see them here with the last 4 digits, or you can click pay with a new card. Now, when you click pay, the order will be processed. And once the order is processed, you will see all of your gift cards under not redeemed. So here are all of the gift cards that you have purchased, and you can open up any of these gift cards by clicking on it and click here to open the e-voucher. With that, you can pay with that e-voucher in the store. Also very important, you have an option here where it says under $50 remaining credit, to just click on that small pen and type in the remaining credit so that you always know how much money you still have available on this e-gift card.
Now, is that amazing or what? With the video, I love that so much because he always adds little things that you either didn't get when we read it or that aren't in the written. And in so doing, he brings up things I didn't know or answers questions I had or questions I forgot I had. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I just have to tell you, this is at the end of our meeting today, I'm going to give you the information on our meeting, which is going to be next Wednesday, the company meeting. And he is going to actually introduce everything, share with us everything that'll be shared when they announce this at the coming conference upcoming this week. And so that we'll all have a chance to see it and learn it live. So I'll give you that information, make sure that all of you have a chance to attend. But I just can't tell you how excited I am and how wonderful it is. There is so much I did not know that I have learned helping with this, and so beneficial. And if I can say it one more time, the deeper we dig, the better it gets. It just continues. It gets easier. It's more fun. Answers so many questions. So I'm excited to share that with you. Wanted to share something with you. Got permission from Matt to show you this much in our meeting tonight. So hope that's been helpful to you. All right, let's jump in for just a minute and talk about things, especially for those that are brand new to our industry, a Like It Net marketer and MyWorld. Let's talk about why and what and how and the power behind this. I try to share this information every week, but I have added some things today to it. So I hope you'll find some things helpful to those that have joined with us in the past. So why become a Like It Net marketer? Well, I guess it comes back to this. What do you want? What are your dreams? What are your goals? What do you want out of life? What's important to you? What do you wish you had? Typically, many of these dreams and goals and things that we want require one of the two things. That is either more time or more money. And many of them require both. And so the key, of course, can be residual income. Now, I actually looked it up, and here's the definition I was shared with today. Residual income is the money that continues to flow after an initial investment of time and resources has been completed. Now, for most people, that whenever they finish their initial time investment of resources, they get paid once, and then they got to go invest again. Residual says it continues to flow. So the question I have for you is, does what you are doing now make your dreams a possibility? Is there a chance they can be reality? Is what you're doing going to give you time in the future and money, or whichever one you need to be able to fulfill that dream or enjoy it the way you'd like? Well, the nice thing here is that Like Net Marketing can do that. Let me give an example. For most people, and I'm sure many of you that are with us right now today, because it's by far the majority, we work for a job for someone or for a company. And in so doing, we're typically paid by the hour or the time period that we work, a week or 2 weeks, et cetera. And then, of course, when we complete working, we've earned money. But instead of just being paid what we've earned, of course, typically are going to withhold taxes before we get paid. Now, we get our paycheck. Now, typically, if we're working for someone else, we have very few write-offs come tax time at the end of the year. So we've typically paid up front the taxes that we may owe, and then at the end of the year, we hope we might get a refund and not have to pay in more. Well, in addition to that, if we work for someone else, we have no control over our future. We can control how well we work and how valuable we can be to the company, but we can't control those things beyond. An example, they could change our pay. They could change our hours. We could lose the job or be temporarily out of work. The company could close their doors. These are things that we have no control over, and yet they totally affect our life and our families. Now, we do this every week, every month, and it just continues to happen. And our goal for many people is that they'll save enough money, or their IRA will work, and they'll be able to someday retire and hopefully have enough money to live happily ever after. Sadly, what we're seeing today is most people have to keep working. They're not able to retire when that time comes. Well, what's interesting here is as we start looking at the opportunities we have outside of that, Like Net provides a great opportunity to help remove stress, worry, fear, no time for fun and for family. So let's take an example. One of the most important things that many people are still learning about today is the benefits of being self-employed. Let's take an example. When we work when we want, how we want, and where we want. When, how, and where. Isn't that nice? We can start part-time. So for many people, knowing you can keep the income and the jobs and the things we're doing now to keep the family and everything covered is wonderful, and yet start truly doing something so that we know the future will have a chance to change and give us what we want. And then we can grow it, or we can jump right in full-time, whatever we wish with this job. In addition to that, when we work for something, we get paid immediately upon payday for whatever we have done. There's no withholding taxes. Now, that's interesting because as a self-employed owning our own business, there are many write-offs. So I thought rather than just talk like I did, I thought I'd show you. So as of 2023, according to two different companies, your NerdWallet and one of the other ones you all know, here's some examples of the self-employment tax deductions for 2023. So just to give you an idea, the home office deduction, where you can deduct a portion of your mortgage or rent. Property taxes, portion of your property taxes, the cost of your utilities, repairs and maintenance, and similar type of expenses. Some people don't realize that. Talk to your CPAs. Oftentimes, even if you're working for somebody else, you could still own your own business and still have tax benefits as well. Generally, this deduction is only available to the self-employed. Employees typically cannot take the home office deduction. That would be separate. You have to have the business separate from who you're employed by if you're working for someone else. Now, let's take an example. Health insurance. Check with your CPA. Different people have different benefits with that. Continuing education can be deducted in many cases. What about this one? Mileage deduction. Driving to meet vendors, make pickups, and woo clients can be hard on your car, but a few self-employed tax deductions might help you recoup some of the wear and tear. Now, if any business provides an opportunity to woo clients, we have it, both shoppers and marketers. And so start to think about the opportunities to get some tax deductions as we're growing and working our business. Next one would be an example of retirement savings. Oftentimes we can take deductions, self-employment taxes, business insurance. How about office supplies? A lot of people don't realize how little things can really add up. Things that you would ordinarily just purchase, now you can purchase for your business and be able to write them off. Always check with your CPAs, but we need to at least know what to ask to get the advantage. credit card and loan interest we're paying, phone and internet costs. Okay, do you ever use your cell phone for Lycanet? Do you ever use your cell phone for your business, for MyWorld? Do you watch these meetings on a phone, on the internet? Well, then maybe there's some write-offs we can do each year for every month for having a service that we need now to do our business. Check with your CPAs. Do some research on your own. It's so worth it, what you can do. Obviously, we're only talking about legitimate, proper business expenses. Business travel and meals. Interesting. I've done that for 30 years. Startup costs of a new business, advertising, etc. So I just wanted to get a little more specific with you on these ideas, because many of you might be surprised that there's money you could be keeping in your pockets every year from now on that you didn't even know about, simply by being self-employed with your own business, which Lycanet can provide that opportunity. So now, as we look at the same situation we were before, we may be keeping a lot more money through our tax deductions. But now look at this. We, as our self-employed, are in control of our future instead of not in control. If we want to get paid more per hour, it's totally up to us. Why? Two things. We can choose how much we want to work. Secondly, because as we grow our Lycanet business, the more we grow it, the more we make per hour for the same time worked. Our career levels are going to change. We're paid at a higher level. In addition to the residual income, which we typically never get working for someone else, that's a specific part of this program. Can't lose our job, can't fire us. The company can always close, but as you know, we show a video every Tuesday and Saturday that talks about what they've been through and how they've gone through such hard times and come out like they are the largest company in the world of its type and successful through all those tough times. Well, the beauty of that is that if we get sick or hurt, jobs, we lose income here, we have the opportunity to have continued ongoing residual income. We retire, we have residual income. It just provides opportunity that most people do not have, or many of you do not have right now with your current employment. But probably the one that keeps getting me the most excited is that Lycanet can generate for us residual income. We do the work once, the money keeps coming in. There is a means to a future. There is something we can look forward to. It can help us provide the lifestyle, the freedom, the choices, the fun, and the dreams and the goals. So I hope that's just a little bit more detail of what we talk about each week, but help you to maybe do a little more research, think a little more, take advantage of what you already have. It's all part of being able to own our own business today, and Lycanet certainly provides that opportunity. Now let's talk a little bit about Shopping Point Packs, the benefits that they provide to us. Now, please, those that are brand new to this opportunity, Lycanet marketing, please understand what I'm going to show you next. We can do this business without having to purchase or buy anything. Please understand that. That's one of the things that got me so excited and separates this versus everything else I've seen out there that does provide the opportunity to be self-employed, residual income, and all the other good things. Just our normal everyday shopping can help us to do this. Having shoppers with us can help us to do that. But there are ways that we can speed that up, make more, and have much more benefits overall. An example, we talked about buying Shopping Point Packs. Now, what is a Shopping Point Pack? It's an opportunity to purchase shopping points so that we know, as a Lycanet marketer, the people that are in our organization, the shoppers in our organization, as they shop, their shopping automatically pays us an override on everything they buy for their cash back. We get a percentage commission on. But at the same time, everything our shoppers buy also go to convert our shopping points to cash automatically. So the privilege or opportunity to buy Shopping Point Packs makes it possible for you and I to have shopping points being converted to cash for us by our shoppers. Whereas if we didn't have Shopping Point Packs, we may not have purchased enough to have enough shopping points that they're not being converted because there's none there. They've already been done. So it provides a tremendous opportunity for us, especially as our organization grows, to generate ongoing, what kind? Residual income. So an example, with a Shopping Point Pack, the minimum is $149 on a monthly purchase, but that would give us 300 shopping points. So obviously that's a super return on investment, 149 in, 300 coming back out over time. Now, the nice thing is we get 200 MSP Asia points, which we talk about in our training, 75 career. When we do this with 2 Shopping Point Packs, it would be twice the money going in, but it's going to raise the factor. We're actually going to get a 3 times factor, 298 going in, 300 and 900 back out, if you will. And again, that's going to also increase the MSP Asia. It's going to increase the career level as well. But also, very important, when we choose to do 2 shopping point packs in the same month, we also receive 1 merchant account code. Now, if you're new, what that means is that when you sign up merchants to our customer loyalty program so that they can now provide cash back to all of their customers, and they can start to get an individual residual income, when you go to sign them up, each one of these merchant codes makes it possible for you to waive or pay the $749 fee that is there for a merchant to enroll in the program. So these are worth gold to us. Literally $749, if you will, to us. And so that by itself is a great return on investment. Now then, as we get to 3, which is the max we can do per month, that's going to be $450 going in, but that's a factor of 4. That's 1,800 shopping points coming out. So over time, our shoppers will eventually convert that $447 into $1,800, depending on the size of your organization, etc. But the nice thing is we now get 1,200 MSP Asia. We're going to get 225 career, and we get 3 merchant codes. Now, many of you know what's coming out in the next few days, the videos, everything. It's going to be our relaunch for True here in the US. We're going to need these merchant accounts and these merchant codes, I mean. So I'm really excited to have that as a huge benefit to our shopping point packs. Pardon me. Now, one other thing, do not forget that for the exact same amount of money each month on our part, we can actually get a lot more benefits. If we have 3 lines with an active marketer in our organization sitting next to us, the same purchases will double. So an example, if we're on a single pack, we're $149 going in, $600 out instead of $300 out. If we're 2 packs, we're looking at $298 in, $1,800 coming back out. And the nice thing is we get 2 merchant codes. And with 3, again, we're going to be looking at $450 in, 3,600 shopping points coming out. And we're going to be able to get 6 merchant codes. They're like gold to us as an active marketer. So please, one more time, we didn't really get in tonight on the value of the MSP Asia, which I could talk for a long time on that, on the career points, what they mean to us. Just keep remembering as you're involved with this, if you're choosing to do what I'm going to show you next, and that is to take the fast approach and to purchase the shopping point packs to help initially start and grow your business, please understand, don't look at it like that's what you're doing. You're just building the tools for your business to be able to provide you the lifestyle and income that you want in the future. Well, that brings me to the next section, and that would be the Fast Track program. And this is one of my favorite parts. For those that are new, I really am excited to show this to you. It may or may not be a solution for you, but it really could be. And I think it's critical that you know the opportunities that are available to you and maybe provide the opportunity to hit the goals you need. Some of you need to make money quickly. Some of you need to make money more quickly than just building it over time. This may show you an alternate way or a way to accomplish that. So one more time, I talk about this each week, but it's so important because for people to find out without knowing this, they usually have to pay the price by starting a business and failing. And that is extremely expensive and mentally very, very hard. So as I talked about, I learned early on about the E-Myth from Michael Gerber. He did a tremendous amount of studies. He actually came back years later and updated it. And his findings are about 80% of people starting up their own businesses fail in the first 5 years. That's a pretty tough track record. But on the other hand, he found that those people who start a new business, it's either a franchise format or like a format of a franchise, succeed. Now, what does that mean? It means that they have a system that is tried and proven, that works, that has been tested, and all the information necessary to do that system is there. Their job is simply to duplicate. If they'll duplicate correctly, their odds go up to 75% success versus 80% failure for the same time period, which is huge. I don't know how to put an exclamation point to that. The system runs the business, the people run the system. Well, that's the way I look at now what we're going to introduce to you, the Fast Track program. For those who have the ability to do this or have the need to do this or just get excited and want to do this, let me show you how it works. Now, we call it the Fast Start. In order to do the Fast Start, you will have to commit to an upfront out-of-pocket minimum of 1 month of $447. Now, please understand, that's if you do it properly. You could be paying more for longer periods of time. Everybody understand that? It's a start of business. Now, there are some things that you just have to do to find out. But what are we committing to do? We're committing to buy a 3 shopping point pack order each month. Now, please understand that's going to be $447 in, $1,800 in value, just in shopping points, let alone the merchant codes, the MSP Asia, and career points. Now, please, again, this is not required or necessary to succeed. Everybody clear? I don't want you to get discouraged if you can't afford it or it doesn't appeal to you. Not necessary. People have been doing it without, not a problem. It's just a fast start version. Now, the secret here is once we commit to doing this, we just need to get 3 people that we place directly below us that will commit to do the same thing. What does that mean? They commit to buying a 3 shopping point pack each month. Now that means if we do that, by the time we have our 3 that have also committed and purchased their first month shopping point packs, that will already move us into career level 1. Now, if you look at that, if that's all you did in the first month, has got 3 people, well, by the time we get paid for that, we would earn $176. So obviously, we're not going to have enough to cover our monthly commitment. But that means in the second month, we're going to come out of our pockets for only $271 instead of $447. Not bad. Now, again, check with your CPAs, but you might find some of these things are tax deductible. Check with your CPAs, get your brains thinking, etc. So now we know that if we can do it in 1 month, then we will never have to come out of our pockets again. But even if we can't, look at the direct impact it has already on us. So now let's say that we do go ahead and finish the month up by going ahead and helping our 3 to duplicate themselves. So remember, we committed to doing it. We found 3 people committed to it. Their job is to do the same thing. Well, as our 3 start helping find their 3 people, are you with me? By the time, instead of having to find all of them, by the time between the 3 of them, they found only 4. When the 4th person joins, that automatically puts us at career level 2. That means that in our organization, we will now have a total of 24 shopping point packs being purchased in the month. Now that makes it so at the end of the month, instead of being paid at career level 1, we'll be paid at career level 2, plus the additional shopping point packs. So as you can see now at the end of the month, we will have $448 coming in. Our monthly commitment is $447. We were actually profitable in 30 days. And of course, from now on, that's going to be covered through people continue on with their commitment. But that's just to give you an idea how fast it can happen. Because watch, as the process continues and we help our 3 finish getting their 3 people, they enjoy the same benefits we do, and it advances all of our career levels. So I just wanted you to see that on the process of us putting together 3 and helping our 3 do their 3, how quickly we can start to cover that minimum amount of the $447 a month. I hope that's exciting to you. I hope that gives you a little inspiration to see how that can work in an ideal situation, even in a less than ideal, how it starts cutting down the amount we have to come up with each month, let alone don't look at it like that. It cuts down how much we pay, but we still get the same benefit, the 1,800 shopping points, et cetera, coming in for doing that. And of course, that will double when we get our 3. So it gets to be pretty exciting. As you can see, the secret is simply duplicate. What was my commitment? I'm going to buy 3 shopping point packs a month. I'm going to find 3 people do the same. So now the job is we duplicate ourselves. They're going to go out and duplicate themselves. But guess what? We're going to help them, aren't we? Yes, I heard you say yes. Thank you. We're going to help them, aren't we? Because now we've been through it. We know more than they do. And that becomes something we can help them with. And the faster we help them, the more people they're going to be able to obtain and more people they can help. And now you can see why this can grow so quickly. So once we help them to achieve their goal, which solidifies us where we want to be, then we can kind of relax a little bit, continue to help our organization, but we can start to build our own wider. We can now concentrate on signing up merchants, which is the next wave, as you can see with the videos and training and help we have and the ease of how we can do that. And then, of course, we can continue to ongoing support our community. So when you say, why become a like-it-at marketer? Because like-it-at marketing can provide residual income and time, helping it possible to make our dreams possible, to make them come true. But what is it also providing? Gosh, the key to all of that, and that is the residual income. Oh, the older we get, the more we wish, the more we understand, the happier we are, depending on what we accomplished in our life. I believe like-it-at could be the answer for all of us to have the older we get being a very positive thing. Well, as I wrap this up for tonight, I wanted to go over this story with you. Those of you who have been with me before have heard this. Those who have not, I hope this is an inspiration to you. I hope it will also kind of tie the whole program together for you and help you to see the power of MyWorld, the magic of MyWorld. The fact that when people start to get cash back and they see how easy it is to do, they start to get familiar with the MyWorld app and they start to use it, how it becomes normal to them. That's what they do. They look there first always to find what they want to buy. They go there always, and the only time they don't is if they can't find someone who has what they need. Well, that locks in an action that becomes a habit. Now, the beauty of that is our shoppers just enjoy getting cash back. It's wonderful, and they tell others. That's why we have over 16 million shoppers now, and that will continue to grow. And of course, the beauty of this is that if we've signed up merchants, merchants are going to continue to grow their shoppers, which in essence grows our income. So obviously every bit of energy we put into this goes back to helping us to get residual income. Now, if we've signed up 3 merchants and we work the business for a while and we get where we can't, does that mean that all these shoppers are going to all of a sudden say, oh, Kim's sick, I'm going to quit shopping now on MyWorld. I don't want cash back anymore. I don't want to do the things that I loved. That's not going to happen. First of all, they wouldn't know. Secondly, they're happy with what they're doing. They do it because they like it. And so if something happens, that doesn't mean those that are shopping are going to want to stop. In fact, if we're a like-it-at marketer and we've now helped and got some merchants and some marketers in our organization, even if we stop, that doesn't stop them. They want to continue to grow their incomes and they want to continue to help people to get more and more customers. And so you can see why it's so beautiful, not just residual income that we've worked and built, but we're going to get paid residual income on the work and effort of those we have helped. So to bring that to light, I want to share with you in closing here the Steve Sunich, who is the person who brought me to MyWorld. I've known Steve for a long time. This is a very personal story. I appreciate his willingness to let us share it with you. This isn't something that probably easy for him to talk about, so I'll share it if you don't mind in his words. Here's his situation. I was introduced to MyWorld at the end of 2018, and I followed this basic program. What does that mean? The fast track, the concept that we just introduced to you. I grew to career level 5 before I found out I had cancer. And it wasn't just minor. It was, you shouldn't be here today kind of cancer. And at the same time, COVID hit shortly after. I stopped everything and focused 100% of my attention on my health. Thanks to MyWorld, many of my team kept shopping and saving money, and my team kept slowly growing. Now, please understand, there's 2 things here. He had to stop completely, but COVID hit. And look how that slowed down so many things in all of our worlds, especially in ours here. And yet, thanks to MyWorld, many of my team kept shopping and saving money, and my team kept slowly growing. Interesting. In June of 2023, I was contacted by MyWorld leadership and was told that they were going to relaunch MyWorld in the US in July, that they were going to name Matt Firk as the MyWorld US CEO, which is, like I say, a phenomenal decision. The next 2 slides show what I earned in June of 2023 and the value of my shares. So let's see. In June of 2023, he was contacted and told they were going to relaunch. So what was happening in his business that he launched in 2018 and then had to stop for years? Well, you can see his check, quote, for that month was $8,140. Now, how many of us would love to have work we've done years or year or two earlier, not done anything else to speak of in that time, and still get a check for $8,140 for the month of that month? Absolutely unbelievable, wonderful, exciting to find out, believe and know. I hope that's helpful to you. So that being the case, let me check real here. Yeah. So that being the case, let me now share with you the next benefit that became huge for Steve and many of you that are on tonight, so that you that are new and beginners can start to see why this is so worth it in ways you hadn't maybe thought of. You see, we've talked tonight a number of times about the MSP Asia and how when we buy Shopping Point packs, we receive MSP Asia points, and that those points will someday convert to MSP shares. Well, if you're new, just recently within the last few weeks, when people were buying the MSP pack or the Shopping Point packs, they were giving MSP international points. And international was a segment of the world that MyWorld had designated to go into shares that was called MyWorld International. So they were all giving, each time they'd buy a Shopping Point pack, Steve, when he would buy Shopping Point packs, was given MSP International points. Well, about the same time, who knows how the luck could be better, but about the same time as he was coming off of those hard times, they converted the MSP International points to shares. Now, because Steve worked the system, the fast track system that we just talked about, he had been purchasing Shopping Point packs. And as you can see, when they converted, his shares converted to, his points converted to 91 shares of MyWorld International. Now, at that time, the shares could not be sold publicly, but they could be sold internally back to Lycanet itself, to MyWorld itself. The value of those shares, as you can see, was $590 a share. Now, that would be at the time about 53,600 euros, closer to 60,000 US dollars. Now, if you take a look and you look at the amount of actual cash that he spent buying Shopping Point packs through the years, and you look at the value of the shares immediately upon receiving that he could have sold back to the company, keep, do whatever he wants, the return for him was one of the better blessings a person could get, especially at that time in his life. It is absolutely huge. So is Steve excited today to be able to continue Shopping Point packs and get MSP Asia points, knowing this will happen to him again in the future when what is known as MSP Asia, Asia MyWorld goes into shares, happen to him again? Most of us don't think about this. We're just making a commitment to buy Shopping Point packs so we get those shopping points and have them redeemed for cash and double, triple our income down the road. Also to be able to build our business and have income coming. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons, but look at this one. What a fantastic bonus or benefit. So please never suggest a person should get SP packs for MSP Asia shares. MSP points are an additional benefit of Shopping Point packs. I'm not saying that. Don't go there. What I'm saying is what a nice benefit. What a nice additional blessing, if you will, to have come into our lives. And I hope that helps you a little bit to get an idea of time frames, pardon me, of income available to us. And now, just before I finish, this is the actual website that you'll be given access to that'll be active. And we're down to days and hours now. It's where I pulled a little bit I showed you earlier today, almost in your hands. Please know that on the next North American webinar, company business meeting, is going to be held on September the 20th, which is a Wednesday. Please jot that down if you would. It's going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. You can do the math or the numbers as to what that means. And it's super important to join the monthly call next week. All things that will be shown at the live event where they're going to introduce this new tutorial website will be gone over in this live webinar. You do not want to miss it. I just can't tell you how exciting that is. And all of you, I don't care how long you've been at the company, you're going to find out things you didn't know. It's going to make your job easier, more fun. You're probably going to make more money for the same amount of time, effort, and work. It's going to inspire you to do things you never thought of before, or to do things in a way you hoped you could and find out you probably can. I can't begin to tell you how much you're going to learn from this site as you go through it and as you get answers to questions. And what I'm saying is, don't just go through it to answer questions you have. When you get time, just read everything and watch and see how much you learn. I think you'll be completely surprised and really excited. All right, if you're new to this company, thank you so much for joining with us tonight. Please remember, we have a business info workshop or meeting every Tuesday and Saturday. It's at 5 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern time. It runs for about 36 minutes. And please invite anyone that you would like to learn about MyWorld and what the overall program is to come to this meeting. Here's your URL and your QR codes. I want to take a screenshot of that with your cameras. And please invite them to come. And then put this online workshop on your calendar. Join us each week at the same time, the same link. We'd love to see you and have you be a part then. I think this is going to conclude our training tonight. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to Like It Marketing and the magic of MyWorld. We'll see you next week.